Oh no, man, what's going on? Ooh, it sounds like a grandpa just did. What you're looking at, man? What you're looking at is Steve Sarkisian, Texas coach. Before their game the other night, I think they actually lost that game. Before their game the other night, basically telling the timer guy, you know what I'm saying? They actually got these guys at IMG Academy. I remember I was kind of like taken back the first time I saw it. But it's the timer guy, the guy that tells them, hey, listen, 5, 4, hey, guys, okay, now the team, now you can go run on the field, sequence with the TV and all of that stuff. And the timer guy, I'm bringing my boy Rich in here. With me. The timer guy touches Steve Sarkisian, Texas coach, tells him to get back. You know what I'm saying? Tells him to get back. I'll let you watch that version. Basically telling him to get back, he holds him, touching him, and Steve Sarkisian goes off. And basically what he says is, I mean, somebody wrote what he said right here. Don't effing touch me again, mother. Get your hands off me, right? And in that moment, Texas, who was Texas playing? Rich, you remember?
Who they were playing? God, I forgot that quickly. Let's see. Look it up.
TCU? No, not TCU.
No.
It was Texas versus
Washington.
I got it right here. Texas versus Washington had a good year this year. You got 50 young. There we go. Shout out to Cedric King. You got 50 young athletes behind you. You about to lead them into battle. I tell people all the time, man, football isn't it's a gladiator sport. I'm gonna leave it right there for a second. Rich, how you felt about what he did?
And that because of the circumstance, the heat of the moment, you could see it happening. I mean, it's justified from that perspective. I mean,
right.
It's emotions. It's all emotions. You know what I'm saying? You're in a tough game. You know, and you you're the boss. So I get it. I get it. But of course, a lot of people are going to look into it and look into his past and say he used to drink and all that other stuff, and he might, you know, got some anger issues and everything else. So I get it.
They're gonna hit it with all that, huh?
All of it.
Yeah, because when I first read it, it was like Steve Sarkisian getting a lot of heat about going off on the man, yada 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 yada. I read some of the comments. The comments were like, yeah, people know who to talk to like that, yada yada yada. I was just thinking that dog, it's so many things that happen in football that I dismiss because it's on a football field. And I say this often. You know what I'm saying? I dismiss it because it's on a football field. It's a gladiator sport. It's all about emotions and tempers and being tough. And in the middle of that, things happen that you probably wouldn't handle it if you were just walking down in the mall. Like if you were just walking down the mall, walking down the street, you probably wouldn't handle it that way. But in the middle of a football game or beginning of a football game, when you psyched out, your team's trying to get psyched out, y'all trying to get going. Yeah, my question is, why are you touching me? Like, we skip over that part. Like, listen, bro, I got 50 dudes behind me, ready to go H. right?
Yeah.
I'm their leader. You're here to do a job, right? Why are you touching me? I've done this 100 times.
That's the thing.
That's my issue with that. That's how I see that. You said he had some trouble in 2015 while serving as the head coach of University of Southern California. Trojans placed on leave, eventually fired after reports of surfaced as his alcohol abuse and inappropriate behavior at team events. He publicly acknowledged that he had a struggle with alcohol addiction and entered the rehab. After completing treatment, Sarkisian returned to coaching and was hired as the offensive coordinator for Atlanta Falcons. Boy, you get in trouble, do you get hired at Atlanta Falcons? Boy, it must be nice, ain't it?
Yeah, it must be nice.
It must be
That
nice,
dude.
dog. It must be nice. So yeah, he did have some troubles. I give him a pass on this, bro. I give him a pass. And dude, I mean, like, yeah, why are you? Yeah, I give him a pass on this, man. I give him a pass on the football stuff. What's going on, man? We in here. We came here to talk to Zion Williams for a little bit. And for people who don't know, right? The people who don't know, my affinity was Mr. Zion. I have 2 Zion rookie cards, right? And both worth like $600. And this guy has been in the league for a minute now and hadn't did squat. And I was getting worried, bro, because I told many people that Zion would translate because people had their doubts about him. They thought he was overweight. And I told many people that Zion would translate. He's been in the league since what? He was born in 2000. He's been in the league since
18 at least 19,
2018. You say?
something like that.
At Duke, Williams, blah blah blah. After his successful freshman season, Williams he declared for the NFL draft and drafted by the Pelicans. Probably 2018. Maybe 3 or 4 years, and he's been injured. He's never hasn't been playing at all. Hasn't been playing at all. This year, finally, he's the last 2 games at least. I think he had 40 in the game before. He had 41,
Right.
and he had 36 last night. He's number 16 in scoring in the league. And finally, dog, I guess he's healthy, man. And I can only imagine, dog, how these couple years has been for him, bro.
He bite.
Because people thought that we all looked at it like, oh man, he got paid, he giving up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all looked at it like it was over for him. Like he had done laid down. He had done got that bread and laid down. That's how we was looking at it. That's how we was looking at it. But no, man, he what'd you say? He bite. He bite. No, bro. Let me see. I'm gonna pull him up. I'm gonna see what he averaged this year. He is doing his thing, and I'm happy because these 2 rookie cards that I invested in, I always keep them right here in the front. I know y'all didn't know what y'all was looking at. Y'all can't even see those. These 2 rookie cards right here. I always keep them right there in the front. It's $1,000 worth of rookie cards. And dog was laying down on me. He's averaging 26 points this year, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 61% from the field. And the other night, what's the little guard name said that Zion is out there playing football and we playing basketball.
I don't know who said that. Who did say that?
What's the little guard that snitched at the Lakers? That snitched on remember the whole Laker thing and he played for Ohio State in college. What is his name? Played for Brooklyn. Let me see. NBA point guard, Ohio State. what is his name? The shooter. Darn, I put that in. He don't even come up. Ohio State. Let's see. Lakers drafted D'Angelo Russell.
Got it.
Yeah, man. The other night, D'Angelo Russell said the man was playing football and everybody else was playing basketball. Dog. Foul. Foul. Yes, he did. I see Cormani McLean is at Under Armour game, and it seems like he's not really taking snaps like that, right?
Um, I, I haven't heard him really doing much of
Right.
much of anything while he's been out there.
Right, right. Is he hurt or is he just on Cormani McLean? What
He
y'all,
chilling,
want?
chilling. He enjoying himself.
He vibing?
That's money. That's money.
Right.
I don't think I would do anything if I was out there either. But part of it though, part of
Mhm.
that is because the significance of the game has changed.
What you mean?
A lot of people used to go to that game as well as the Army game in order to commit. But now, since you got the early signing period, you got people committing early, and that's also been pushed more because you got the transfer portal and guys committing to other schools during that early signing period.
Mhm.
So you don't have a lot of guys that are looking to show some production before committing. So, but it could be a good thing though. They could change it into like more of a Pro Bowl style where you have maybe you add a couple more guys that go, knowing that some guys are not going to play, some guys that are lower rank are going to play because they're going to show their talent, and you kind of go through drills, go through practice, go through mental
Right.
rep stuff. You know,
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do something like that. Because I can see how. Because I think Kamani just sitting out, just for sitting out safe, like he's just chilling. I think I'm guessing. Don't want to get hurt out here, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they may have to do that and create
hmm
some some competition. Because players, their money is right around the corner for them. The game has changed for Under Armour and an All American game. The money is right around the corner, and the game has definitely changed.
right, and we see what is happening in real time with East Bay. East Bay
What
was a
happened with
staple in the community, man.
it? Was what happened with it though?
Um, Today is the 31st, so it's the last day that they're gonna be in existence. They're closing down.
But why is that significant? Like why? Like what does it have to do with anything?
Because Under Armour is a brand. Under Armour
Right?
does the same thing that East Bay does. Those like Slam magazine, right?
Right.
Everybody that if you're into basketball, you know Slam magazine. It's featured sneakers, featured up and coming players. East Bay used to kind of do the same thing, right? But more so for like football and baseball.
Did
Really
it?
every sport. Yeah, but
I
not.
didn't know that. I just thought it so close. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
know
they
that,
did.
dog.
Yeah, they did, but for some reason they were the authority. Like, let's say you needed team gear, you went
Mm-hmm.
to East Bay because Bay had a variety of stuff you can get for the low, and you could outfit your whole team. You feel me? Or if you were a kid and you wanted to get certain shoes, they had a fulfillment system where they had them,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of played on that, and they showed it was all sports centric, all sports centric. It was like the discount I can't even explain it.
I remember. I just didn't know they actively did things with sports. I remember it was all
Right.
clothes. It was all clothing, and yeah, right. I remember. So you're just saying brands keeping up with the time. I think Slam kind of switched. I think Slam kind of
Mhm.
switched over to social media and covering
Right.
social
Right.
media and stuff like that. I believe they did. No,
And,
man,
and,
you do got to kind of rock with the times and go forward as things go forward.
and shout out to Paco 305. He says East Bay was bought out by Champ Sports, so they now merged. So
Uh
the
huh.
first store is Champ's home field across from Pembroke Mall. That's
Oh,
dope.
was it really?
There's certain things, and that's something that I mentioned when I first heard East Bay was going out of business. I said to myself, East Bay already has the back end and the fulfillment side in order to really continue to do what they do from an e-commerce perspective, and they can actually rival Fanatics because I'm pretty sure they have, from a technology perspective, there's a lot of stuff they've already bought. They just for some reason
Mm-hmm.
don't get the brands that are popular anymore. So that's kind of like that's for instance in today's economy, if you're an online retailer and you're selling shoes, you can't run out of a certain size. You can't, because if you're like that, nobody ain't gonna shop with you no more. Because you got drop
Right.
shipping and everything else, you just shouldn't run out of a size. You should never run out of a size.
You saying if you run out of stuff?
Yeah, unless you intentionally put out batches of orders. Like if you like Jordan brand and you know you're only gonna put out a batch of 500 of the number fours. Now that's a different story because it's limited time offer, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to run up that price on the secondary market. So it's a different strategy. Um, but anyway, the reason I mentioned that and then I mentioned Under Armour is because Under Armour as a whole, as a company, they're having a big issue with I guess market share, if you
Uh
will.
huh.
So some of the things that they do, like for instance, the Under Armour games, are
Yeah.
not bringing the return on investment that they want. That's
Right.
been widely known for the past couple of years in the supply chain
It's been,
world.
yeah. It's been going on for a while.
Yep.
But
So
but
it's up to them to change because
it's so confusing to me though, Rich,
mhm,
because that game was once, bro. Listen, when I interviewed Sam Bruce and he had on that shield and the shield was changing colors, it was like everything they were putting out was like cutting edge when it came to clothing, but but I guess it wasn't connecting to the actual clothing and the sales, right?
it wasn't. But the thing that really broke the back, and this is even for the Army game, is the fact that kids don't commit on their platform anymore because everybody got their own platform. You got Twitter and the folks out there who create thumbnails and stuff like that. And it's
I didn't
as the
realize
years,
that that was a. I didn't realize that that was a big part of of you. You're teaching me something right now. I didn't realize that was the huge part of the business per se of the actual business model. I didn't realize that.
yeah. Well, the thing is, you get more eyeballs to watch the recruits commit. Like when the recruits commit, when you got 25, top 100 kids that's going to commit on your all-star game,
Uh huh.
you're going to have a lot more people watch. So when you have a whole bunch of people watch, what do you have? You have more ad dollars that you can sell, more ad revenue. And then on top of that, you have more people looking at your brand in particular in order to buy your product. like Barstool Sports, they had a bowl game. They sponsored a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
so the ROI is, if you hear the name Barstool, you're gonna go look for them. You're gonna go subscribe. Therefore, they're gonna make a return on that investment.
right. I got you. I'm following what you're saying. Yeah, man. Because I thought, bro. Listen, I thought they was on. I thought they were on to something with that game. I thought. um. Every year they would put out different uniforms, and the uniforms would be the next thing. I remember they had those superhero cleats, and it was like, yeah, dog. It was like that was the next best. It kind of were like battle. I remember talking to the battle CEO, and he was telling me that, hey, Under Armour brand was rated the second best old man brand by the kids, and he told me this like 6 years ago when he was kind of
Yeah.
trying to gain ground on them. Uh huh.
Yep.
And I guess that's kind of what you're speaking to, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're talking about. That's kind of what you're speaking to. This was the. We're not going to be here. We're going to get out of here soon. This was the interview though, and he had that shield on, and this shield, they had to sell thousands and thousands of them.
I'm
When you would
telling
look at it, it would go one way in the light, and it would give you an Under Armour signal in the light, and then not when it wasn't in the light, you couldn't see it. This shield they had to sell, bro. They've broken so much stuff when it comes to uniform wise in these games, and you're telling me that it wasn't profitable enough because as I started going to the games, they stopped giving us food in the media conference room, and we saw the money. We saw them like not putting much into the game. Um, I I honestly would have thought by now it would have shut down by now.
I think they haven't, because they still have some wholesale contracts with
Uh-huh.
with universities. So you
R.I.P.
got
Sam
your
Bruce, man. R.I.P.
yeah,
Sam
RIP to
Bruce.
Sam Bruce, man.
Uh-huh. What you said? You said you think what now? And
They
that
have
guy, that
wholesale
guy was the
contracts.
Holiday wide receiver that went to Florida. Go ahead.
They got wholesale contracts with school. So just like Nike does, just like Jordan Brand does, they have schools that they solely represent. Like they were representing Dion at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
So they have wholesale deals where they still supply uniform, cleats, all Under Armour gear to the whole team. So that's keeping them afloat. But the one thing that's the cornerstone of Under Armour is being innovative, just like you see that shield. And it's just really getting back in the booth and like creating new stuff for people to want. So, because that's the kind of the niche of their brand, where they always do something different or new, just like the whole moisture wicking shirt that they made and all that other stuff.
Right. 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 Hmm. Richard here. Richard here spitting game. Hey, one more. Maddie, you on here, bro? One more subject before we get out of here, and this is gonna piss Rich off. I know it is. College football, big game boomers. College football has have big game boomers. I mean, they just like the Inquirer. But I'm not gonna say that because they said we had the best Kane Twitter out, so they're reputable. College football has left Dabo Sweeney in the dust, and he has no one else to blame but himself. The Clemson dynasty has come to an end. They still kicked out behind, so we can't
Yeah,
talk
they
too
did.
loudly. We can't talk too loudly in here. They still kicked out behind.
I mean, it's real simple. It's real simple. I'm even seeing it right now with the Kansas State Alabama game. What a good quarterback, a veteran quarterback, does for you is
Uh-huh.
when you get in that red zone, having a veteran quarterback is the difference between 3 points and 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
And the first quarter, especially for that Kansas Alabama game just now, you saw Kansas just be physical with Alabama, do what they want to do, and then when they got in that red zone, they couldn't score. And then Alabama flipped the field, okay, and because they got Bryce Young, they struggle to get downfield, but boom, they score. Every
Right.
time they get in the red zone, you can't stop them. I think he has. They only got like one or two rushing touchdowns. I think he has 4 or 5 passing touchdowns, all in the red.
Right.
So
Right.
the same thing happened with Clemson last night, where you got a veteran Joe Milton, a vet. How long he been in college football? 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The dude is a vet,
Yeah.
and you got a kid who's a true freshman. This is his second ever start. He did a bonehead move before the second half where instead of spiking the ball, he really thought because he was 5 or 6 yards away that he was just gonna like I don't know, it was gonna part like the Red Sea. His lineman was just gonna part everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He was just gonna run right to the end zone, and he took 3 steps and got clotheslined, literally. And he runs off the field, and Dabble's like, "Man, what are you doing, man? Like, this is not high school. Like, bruh, them people will take your head
Right.
off for real." Like,
Joe Milton. That was Coach Hayes' quarterback in high school. Joe Milton did his thing last night. That's us. We covered Joe Milton in high school numerous times.
yeah,
Um, he did his thing last night. Sam McCall headed to Texas A&M. Florida State transfer. He jumped in the portal. He had to Texas A&M. Miami just picked up a Michael Donovan. What is this? A walk on?
I guess is he a kicker? What is he?
I'm not sure. Michael Donovan to the number 54. He got the ball in his hand, so it looks like he's a kicker. Yeah, but real fast, man. I wonder the way I got to call the Alabama Kansas State game was close, and then I go look at the score, and it's a damn blowout.
It's a blowout.
And I'll be happy when the Canes get to a point where they just beat people soundly like that, where it even look like it's not going your way,
Right.
and then you just execute, put them away, quick work, yada yada yada.
Here's the other thing too, man. Uh, Coach could talk ish about his team. Like he said, yeah, man, they look asleep. He said his team look asleep. Which in the first, Saban's like, yeah, man, it's hard to get them up for these games because they don't want to be playing these games. They look at them,
That was,
look at them. They look asleep. How can
and
he
then
do
boom.
that and talk trash about his team, and then the team don't get in their feelings? They don't go wait on the curb for their mama to come pick them up. They like, let's go.
It's levels to it. It's
What's
levels
his
to
name?
it, bro.
Jameer Gibbs, right? So watching
Uh-huh.
that game, you possibly have the first and second running back that's going to be taken in the draft. Vaughn rips off like an 88-yard run. Up until that point, Jameer Gibbs wasn't doing nothing. And Gibbs is like, nah, I'm not going to be number 2 in the draft. He going to be number 2. And Gibbs starts showing out. Gibbs like, hey, give me the ball, man. I don't care if you hand it off to me, you pass it to me, give me the
Right.
ball.
It's levels. It's levels to it, man.
Right.
It definitely levels to it, bro. It's levels to it. Definitely levels to it. That he could talk to his team like that. Uh, Definitely levels to it. Maddie, coming in on the back end. What's good, bro?
Y'all you hear me?
I'm going to see
Yo,
Lauren Hill tonight, man. I got to get up out of here, man. Y'all can sit here. Y'all got some issues.
No, no, we
Y'all
good.
want to talk.
nah.
We good. I just
I'm
wanted to
going to
point
see
out,
Lauren.
man,
What's up?
we a team that's on paper, right?
Uh huh.
That was far more talented than that Kansas State team. Allowed the same amount of points and scored one touchdown less. And the touchdown we scored was in garbage time when the game was essentially out of reach. And I think that is important because nightmare's over, man. Because while we would still probably get the current Miami team, like this season's team, would still get obliterated by Alabama, we in the right
Mm-hmm.
hands, man. Manny Diaz couldn't stay here. Um, he had to go. But that's all I had to say, man. For those who still wondering. But shout out to Lauren Hill, man, living legend.
I
Uh,
know, man.
We praying she show up. I heard she'll never really show up.
hmm,
Man.
I mean,
And you
the
know
worst
what?
that could happen, the worst that could happen is I was at the Kanye show the night Kim got robbed in France.
Uh
And I
huh.
remember, I'm not even BSing. Kanye showed up and had pretty decent seat. Kanye showed up. He performed two songs. He brought Kid Cudi out. Kid Cudi had just got out of rehab like the day before. He he gave him a hug. He went back in the back for a while. He came out again. He went on an 8-minute rant talking about Google, Bill Gates, all these people in the industry that is fakes, and he walked off stage. And so we thought Kanye, it's typical Kanye, he trolling, you know what I'm saying? And then we all get texts like simultaneously from Ticketmaster say, "Hey Kanye, the show is done. Like he done for the night." And we just like, typical Kanye, he just trolling. And then the lights came on,
Oh, damn.
and then the house lights came on, and we was like, "Yo, this dude's really not coming back out here." Like,
They gave y'all your money back.
yeah, after like 3 days, but boy, we was about to burn. We was about to burn the stadium to the ground. The old stadium where the Kings play. I mean, no, it's the new stadium where the
What he
Sacramento
had a
Kings play.
break?
We about to burn
What he
that
had a
shit to the ground.
breakdown? He had a breakdown or something.
Well, obviously after the fact, we heard about the Kim thing. You know what I'm saying? That happened, but then like the Kid Cudi thing, and like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I didn't rock with
But that's
Kanye for
when
a
Kim got
long.
robbed. You say that's when Kim got robbed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and he wasn't there obviously because he was doing the show. He was on tour, so I get it. But yeah, man was really not about to give us our money back. I was like, dog, you gotta have a problem on your hands. And
Hmm.
that's pre cancel Kanye.
That's
That's
pre-cancel
pre
Kanye.
that's pre Yeezy losing a $1 billion valuation Kanye. You know what I'm saying? This is Yeezy's doing very well at this time. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I kind of first saw him start going on. So I get it. I don't know what Lauren Hill got going on, but Lauren Hill's one of those like one of the probably one of the most underappreciated artists I've ever seen.
Oh
Her
man.
I agree.
album, Miseducation Lauren Hill that was the first female hip hop album I've ever been exposed to. I never heard MC Light, Queen Latifah, none of these females before Lauren Hill. I'm
Was
not
it
even
a hip hop
bullshitting.
album? Like, do you define it as a hip hop album? I don't know. It was just a piece of art, though. I don't
Art.
know what it
It
was.
was. It was hearing like that teacher. I don't know if that was a real classroom scenario or not, or just an acting scene. But hearing
Oh,
that teacher
man.
like explain what love is, and hearing how those kids can articulate that at that age. I don't know what damn school that was, but that was brilliant.
Yes, it
Like
was.
hearing the way like what I'm assuming was black kids, and a black teacher could have that dialogue. I'm like, this is what school's supposed to look like, in my opinion. But quite honestly, we don't see that anymore. And that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, I can't put in words how vastly underrated that album is. Um, and her as an artist,
You know,
so
you know what? If I paid $100 to go see Lauren Hill and they was playing her music and she just didn't show up for some reason, I wouldn't even ask for my money back. That's how iconic I think Lauren Hill is. I'll be like, she can keep it.
Nah, I hope she do show up tonight, man. I think you got Lauren Hill and Yin Yang Twins. Ain't that some?
That is. She ain't showing up. She ain't showing up.
She ain't showing up?
Who booked this tour? And what is it? Oh, who?
Nah, it's
who
a
decided
Yin
to-
Yang Twin, Lauren Hill, Rick Ross, somebody else tonight. I can't remember. Somebody else tonight.
Where
I
did
can't
that
remember.
come from? Is Lauren Hill the headliner?
Huh?
Is Lauren Hill the headliner?
Tonight she is. Last night it was Mary J and Young Jeezy.
Mm.
You might get two
Nah,
songs out of Lauren.
You could head off, man. I just want to point that thing about Manny Diaz to show
Yeah,
us the
man.
direction you're going in. There's still some apologists out there, so I just want to put that out there that a team that was on paper the second best highly recruited team in the ACC did worse against not Heisman winning Bryce Young for the record, not soon to become a legend at Alabama Bryce Young. This is first time starter Bryce Young. We don't know what we're throwing out there, Bryce Young. Same result, 7 less points against a team that we are on paper should have been significantly better. But nightmare's over, man. Like I said, hit that like button. Don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? If you don't hit the like button, Lauren Hill ain't coming out, man. Street have to get his refund, man. Just hit the like button.
This all villains in here, man. We ain't letting nobody else in here. At the end of the year,
What that mean?
At the end of the year, the beginning of the year, YouTube and the views, everything goes down. You see how y'all didn't really get alerts. 70 people in here. I mean, I've been like that for years, bro. I've seen this happen for years. The villains, only the villains in here come in. That's it. I thought you and Rich wanted to sit here, man, and talk to them about the state of the program, man. All right, man, we're gonna get out of here.
All right, man.
Yo, appreciate y'all. 786-45949. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, you need your credit fix. We're going to take Insane off the channel. There it is, 954-800-8479. If you need a credit consult, need your credit looked at, anything on it can be challenged. Text those people, man, 954-800-8479. And if you want to just text Street, man, the number scrolling at the bottom, man. If you want to just say, what's up? That's my phone, man. I got a way where I can touch all y'all at the same time, so y'all can hit me up, man, and get yourself. And I eventually hit you back. The 202 number down there. So, man, I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all cross y'all fingers for me. I hope Lauren Hill show up. Zion and Williamson is back and balling, and now my 2 rookie cards may be worth something again. I'm D-Man, and I'm out of here.